So this painting, this photo was just again to show how men weave, craft things. It's not a big division between women weave and men paint, all that kind of thing. It actually doesn't. That's sort of something that came with contact, please, which is now sold as artworks. There's about 5 slides here that I can go through quickly.
Right.
This is Remenginning is thought of as being raman, a fur, a white fur. But it actually means the chest of the kangaroo. That's what it means, Remenginning, raman. And I misspelt it one day, Remenginning, and that's how it's been ever since. It actually is Raman, R-A-M-A-N, which means the white fur on the chest of the kangaroo. And this painting is in, I think it's in the collection of the Art Gallery in New South Wales. And this rock shape here, no one actually could tell me, even though it's pretty obvious I would have. But it's actually this rock, this the spirit of the kangaroo, up near a place called Remenginning Creek. So the spirit of the kangaroo came from the east and came to this place, followed the creek line up, and actually dug in the ground and made a spring. And there's permanent water in this place all the time, and became the land here. This place is called Remenginning. There's another place nearby, a hill called Djon Mundine, and Djon Mundine means the head of the kangaroo. And there's another little valley there which represents the tail of the kangaroo, if you go on. And in the early 90s, the landowner painted this painting, which is about the size of a door, about 2 or 3 metres high, for the Rue collection that's in Virginia. And he paints, you see in this X-ray style, as a map of the area, as I'm trying to show you here. Now this is the actual creek, called Remenginning Creek, now by white people. We were talking about the honey man. He came on to this place with his 2 wives, and they made, this is where David Malungi lived. It's his mother's land, and just in this end here, there, where my shadow is, the 2 women dug into the ground with digging sticks, and a spring happened that created this place called Yatdalamurra Waterhole. And Yatdalamurra means the place of the evening star. And it's also called the place of the water lily flower. And that's the painting by David Malungi over here. And the sand drawing down here, the circle inside a square, which is the beginning of this place and the life of it. And as evening comes, I'll end on this, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll answer questions. You were very quiet.
Do you think they would have painted that stone, that kangaroo stone? You know how in that photograph there, that one there?
No, it's not painted.
They wouldn't have painted it like...
not touched it, the actual object, no.
No.
Just if you just go on quickly, a couple more, I'll show you a better example, just quickly. Go on, there, this. You can see this is actually the honey spirit, and this is the female honey spirit. And this, I'd seen this painted quite a few, this saddle shape thing. And then one day we were driving along, and this guy, Djon Mundine, who's dead now, he said, just stop here, we're driving along, and he said, see over there, and it's like about 10 metres from the road, just in the middle of the bush, there's this beautiful Henry Moore, naturally occurring sculptured rock, and that's the female honey spirit. So when people paint things, this is also in the Rue collection.
It's one of those little paintings downstairs.
No,
Yes.
it's not. I haven't seen it.
No, the one-
Not
the
in
one
this
that
collection.
But this artist is called Jimmy Muddock.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, true.
And I think you have Jimmy Muddock's
Yeah.
paintings in this collection. This is the female spirit. If you just go back one, is it?
That's a good point.
This, you'll see these long stamen type things. These are rock ore like that that's in near Ramangini Airport. It's the actual spirit of the honey spirit there. And in the top there, which you might not see, there's a long tubular sort of shape backed out in sand. That's, this is in Paris at the Petit exhibition space, the little exhibition space of Parc La Villette, which is a big cultural centre in Paris. And we went there in '93, I think, as part of a big Aboriginal exhibition. But even these things are multi-faceted. They're things, they represent a stick. When you open up the honey hive, you get a stick and chew it. And you put that in the honey and suck the honey off that. It's like a little moth. And that's what the stick represents. I was told that one day. Then I was told it's actually the entrance to the hive. When you see a tree trunk, there's a little igloo tunnels built out of wax that protrudes out from the side, and that prevents bigger insects from getting inside. So only the bees can go in and out. The bees are like, this is these little black bees about the size of flies, small flies that is, and that's what I was told. And then one day somebody took me to see that, and they said, that's the thing there, you see. It's really there. And then when I came to this place in Paris, we did that, and there's a very famous actor, French actor, called, he was in the 400 Blows. He played the little boy in the 400 Blows, if you know French. Anyway, I was talking to him, an art crowd. I'll just get rid of this. Thank you, yes you would. Anyway, he turned up. There's this funny little Frenchman turned up, and he said, someone pointed out, this guy who was a writer for Le Monde who took us there, said, look, this is this guy, Jean-Pierre Léard, I think his name is. He's a very famous French actor, as famous as Jack Thompson or something. He'd be just godlike status, but in a real sense, rather than a sort of opera sense, or athletic sense. And he came over, and they said he'd had hard times, he was having psychiatric problems, and he thought he was cursed. And could we do something for him? So I talked to the dancers who were in that group, and we took him into our dressing room, and we talked about it, and at one of the Waigalak sister ceremonies, there's a chant that's done to release people from the power of the ground, because you're in the men are in this ground, and the women are in this ground, and there's restricted entry. So, and the crickets are around. Anyway, so we stood over him and chanted over him, and we chanted, and you touched the person's head to clear them, and we just chanted and chanted and chanted for about 10 minutes, and then he went, wow, like this, literally, and jumped and bolted from the room. We never saw him again. But
did he make other films?
Someone this story, and they said, what? You cleansed? You were doing a spiritual cleansing on the, Jean-Pierre. And they said, anyone film it? And it was just like, no. And they said, that's amazing. It's an amazing story. And we thought, right, okay. And then the next day we danced. There were two sort of bourgeois hippies that came to this place, and I was standing there, really cool, man. And they said, I don't know what you are, Aboriginal people, you're so spiritual. What do you need land rights for? You're just so spiritual. And I looked at this person person, I just wasn't in the mood, and I said, listen, get fucked. We might be spiritual, but we're not fucking mad.